Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and today we got a little bit of a break from Magic Origins spoilers, so I thought we would do a MTG Market Watch since we didn't get to do one last week with all the spoilers coming out. And as I got into the prices, I saw there's already some pretty big impacts due to the spoilers we saw over the last couple weeks, so let's jump in and take a look. First, we'll look at our top 5 standard cards that have lost value this week. Coming in at number 5 is Garruk Apex Predator, and he never really found a true solid home in Standard. Now that we're getting close to rotating out, people are kind of losing hope for him. He's down to $10.14, lost 74 cents this week. Still a good card in some casual formats. Definitely Commander. He's seen some play there. So if you're looking to pick up a singleton of him, he may drop a little more. I could see him getting down to maybe the $8 range, but you probably want to think about picking him up. Next is Burmaz, King of Roscos, and he's just steadily been falling as we inch closer and closer to Theros falling out of Standard. And he's now down to $11.64, losing $1.04 this week. He's a great card. He was great in Standard. He's still seeing Standard play, but there's not a lot of hope for him to be more than a niche card in Modern, unfortunately, at this point. Now, Modern is very fluid, and the metagame changes quite a bit, so you never know what the future holds. So if you're interested, probably a good time to pick him up. He might drop a little more, but if you want playsets of Ramaz, or if you want to use him in casual decks, probably a good time to think about buying. Next is Nissa Worldwaker. Now, Nissa saw some play in Standard when she first came out when M15 was released. At one point, she was a $40, $50 card. Once the cons block came out, she started to fall in value, and she's now down to $14.08, and she lost $1.21 this week in particular. So again, she's getting close to being rotated out. Not really a lot of hope that you'll see play with her in Modern, and that's part of the reason for this loss. Next is Stormbreath Dragon, and he was a powerhouse in Standard for a very long time. He's still seeing Standard play. He hasn't gone away yet. However, he's getting close to being rotated out. There's not a lot of hope for him to be a big mover in Modern, so he's dropped down to $7.99, losing $1.22 this week. He's probably going to go down a little more before he stabilizes. He could fall down to about a $5 card potentially. And our card that lost the most value this week is Dragonlord Ojutai, and he's just been steadily declining ever since this big impact at the Standard Pro Tour a few months back. After that Pro Tour, he was up around $40, and a lot of that was hype and speculation. Now he's kind of falling down to reality. He's down to $20.60, losing $1.97 this week. Still a great card, still going to see Standard play. If you haven't picked up your copies, you may want to think about doing so relatively soon. He'll probably drop a little more, but I don't think he'll drop all that much more. In the way the standard metagame shifts, another big deck of the next Pro Tour could win with him, and he'll be going back up again. Next is the top 5 standard cards that have gained value this week. And number 5 is Thoughtseize. So here's a Theros card that's going up in price, but that's simply because this is a modern viable Theros card. And it's up to $23.99. It's gone up 60 cents. If you have not gotten your playset of Thoughtseize yet and you intend on playing modern or even legacy, this is the time to do so. It's not going to get any better. Next is Chord of Calling, and this is seen a little bit of an increase in play in both Standard and Modern, but it's a Modern staple. This is another card just like Thoughtseize. It's going to leave Standard, but it's still going to retain its value because of its Modern playability. It's up to $7.64, increasing 63 cents this week. Again, this is still pretty cheap for this card. If you haven't picked up your copies yet, I'd probably do it right now. Next is Wooded Foothills, and I've been saying now for months and months, if you haven't picked up your fetch lands yet, pick them up. These things just keep creeping up, and this particular version is $13.97, an increase of 71 cents this week. These are just going to keep going up. If you haven't picked up your playsets, you need to do it as soon as possible. Number 2 is Collected Company, and this has just seen a ton of play in both Standard and Modern. This is going to be a Modern staple. Don't be afraid of value loss when this eventually does rotate out of Standard. It's a fantastic card, and it's just going to keep going up, and it's going up right now not only because of its playability, but because of the speculation that Tribal seems to be a pretty powerful thing in Magic Origins, and there could be a lot of cards. Goblin Rabble Master, for example. Some of these elves look very good. that could be used with Collective Company very soon. So this card is going to keep going up. 1462 is probably a steal for this card right now. It's gone up 87 cents this week. If you don't have your playsets, this is the time. Get them right now. And our biggest mover of the week is Goblin Rabblemaster, and he was one of our cards on the decline just a few weeks ago because he was getting close to rotating out of standard. He wasn't seeing as much play when the Dragon's Block came out, but he's up to $9.91. He increased to $1.08 this week. There's huge speculation that he's going to be good again in standard, at least for the summer, because of Goblin cards being reprinted, such as Goblin Piledriver, which is a house in the Eternal formats and is going to be probably pretty awesome in standard. On top of that, there's speculation that now, with cards like Goblin Piledriver existing in Modern, that Rabblemaster might have a place in Modern, where before people were not really thinking that. So if you don't have your copies of Rabblemaster, buy them today. He's $9.91. He's gone up over $1 this week. This is going to keep happening. If you can find these for $10, I'd get 4 of them and hang on to them and play with them because this could get out of hand. Next is the top 5 modern cards that have lost value this week, and number 5 is Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite, simply because more and more copies are getting opened with Modern Masters 2015. She's down to $26.61, losing $1.06 this week. This is a card you don't necessarily want 4 of in your decks, so players are happy getting 1 or 2 copies of her, which is going to keep the price down a little bit, even though she's a mythic rare. Next is Blood Moon. Blood Moon saw some huge speculation after the Modern Pro Tour when it really was holding back decks like Amulet. At one point, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, this card was up to about $60. Now, this is the 9th edition one in particular that's lost some value, but they're all relatively comparable. But this one lost $1.23 this week, bringing it down to $48.33. This card will probably drop a little more. It did see some inflation due to hype, and now that's stabilizing. But I really don't see this thing going down below $40. So maybe wait a few weeks if you need to get your play sets of it. But I don't know if it's going to get much better than the $35, $40 range, to be quite honest. Next is Cryptic Command, and this is down to $45.99. It lost $1.61 this week. And again, this particular copy we're looking at is the original Modern Masters version, but they're all relatively comparable. Simply, just more copies are being opened. This is at the rare slot in Modern Masters 2015, so just more copies getting into players' hands. Once that supply completely dries up, which will probably be sooner than later, these will just start creeping up again. So if you need them, $40, $45, probably not a bad price to pay for them. Next is Oblivion Stone, and this has gone down a little bit. Lost $2.19 this week, bringing it down to $33.25. This is losing a little value because Tron's kind of struggling in the current meta game. A lot of players were trying to play Tron and were getting outclassed by some new decks and some new things out there. Tron's going to be back. The meta game always shifts. People were just prepared for it this time around. But cards like Oblivion Stone are losing a little value. If you're a Tron player and you or want to be a Tron player, it's not a bad idea to pick these up. I might give it a couple weeks. This could fall below $30 if you're lucky, but it's probably not going to go much farther than that. And our number 1 card that lost value in Modern this week was Tarmogoyf, and it went down to $156.15, losing $3.23. This in particular is the new Modern Masters version, and this is just price stabilization as more and more copies of Tarmogoyf are being opened. Tarmogoyf's Tarmogoyf. It's not going to go down that much further. We'll be lucky if it gets down to probably $145. So if you need them, I don't know if it's going to get a whole lot better for you, but I'd watch the market over the next month or so. Finally, let's look at the top 5 modern cards that have gained value this week. Number 5 is Wander Wine Hub, and there's a couple things going on here. Merfolk has seen a little bit of success in Modern, but more importantly, there's a lot of speculation around Tribal because of what we've seen from the Magic Origins spoilers so far, especially those original tries from Alpha Beta Unlimited. So people are looking at Goblins, they're looking at Elves, they're looking at Merfolk. There's a very strong possibility that these cards could get better not only in Standard but in Modern as potential decks. So This is partially because it has seen metagame success, but partially speculation. It's gone up $5.74 this week, bringing it up to $11.99. Speculation will do that. When you see a card leap up $5, $10, $15, $20 in a week, you want to be a little bit wary, because if that deck doesn't pan out, these cards are going back down in value. But if you want to take a gamble, sometimes these are good gambles to take if you do feel like these could be very successful long-term modern decks. Next is Aboro Palace in the Clouds, and same story here. This card's gone up $5.97 this week, bringing it to $15.95. It's seen a little bit of play in recent metagames. Again, you want to be careful when you see a card jumping up this drastically this quick. If it pans out, awesome, but if it doesn't, it's going to go right back down. Next is Warren Instigator, and this card is up to $16.75, increasing $7.32 this week. Again, partially this is just speculation coming off the Goblin Piledriver reveal, and cards like this and Goblin Rabblemaster are seeing the benefits of that spoiler. Now, Goblin Piledriver is a pretty good card to speculate on. It's seen some great success in Eternal formats in the past, and it has a very good probability of creating a strong modern deck. Now, there's a chance that it doesn't work out, or who knows, it shows up to one tournament and then gets banned, and then these cards go back down in value. So my suggestion is I wouldn't necessarily go out there and speculate on these Goblin cards. However, if you are interested in trying to build the decks and you think Goblins would be fun to play in Modern, then you know what, take the gamble, do it because it's something that's going to be fun for you. Don't do it because you think you're going to make a lot of money off of it, because that truly is a gamble. Next is Aether Vial, and again, falls under the same situation these last few cards have fallen under. It's speculative because of Goblin Tribal, but also potentially Elf and Merfolk Tribal. It's gone up $10.81 this week, bringing it up to $36.04. I will say, though, Aether Vial is a fantastic card. I'm a little surprised it hasn't already creeped up above $50. It hasn't seen huge amounts of modern play, but it has seen quite a bit of modern play. It's seen success in the Merfolk deck. I've seen Sliver decks running it. Collective Company is also pushing a lot of these tribal strategies and just making them better. I have a feeling Aether Vial might be for real, and it might be here to stay, even though it did see a $10 increase this week. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a $50 card in a few months. And our biggest mover in Modern this week is Goryo's Vengeance, and it's up to $43.11. It's seen an increase of $19.90 this week. So why the big increase? Well, this has been a key component in a deck that's seen a lot of success in Modern over the last couple weeks. A lot of people are calling it the Modern Sneak and Show deck, and basically what it does is kind of play Sneak and Show in Modern. Here's the issue, though. This has seen a huge price increase over the course of the week, and the metagame just hasn't really adjusted for this card yet. Give it another couple weeks. Once players start sideboarding against this deck, this card will start to go back down in value. This is highly speculative. It's just gone up an extreme amount of money in 1 week. You'll always want to be careful of these type of cards. This will stabilize. Now, it will probably walk away from this whole situation with increased value, but at the same time, I don't think paying $43.11 for each of these is a good idea at this point. It'll probably drop back down to a $30 card within a few weeks, but keep a close eye on the metagame. Having said that, that has been the Market Watch for the week. Tomorrow we'll pick up with more Magic Origins spoilers, as they'll be coming out for at least the next 4 days. And once the full set's spoiled, we'll be doing our full set reviews. So there probably won't be a Market Watch next week, or at least next weekend. But as soon as we get through the set review, I'd like to try to do one of these a week, as long as we don't have spoilers or other breaking news that are interrupting us. So, hey, as always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks as always for watching. If you're still looking for quality Magic the Gathering videos, click on one of these annotations. And if you hadn't had a chance yet to subscribe, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the breaking MTG news, spoilers, set reviews, crazy product openings, or gameplay videos on Heroes and Legends MTG. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.